Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and in this video I'm going to tell you how I solved 3 problems with my bathroom door. And it all started when my motorhome was about 1.5 years old. All of a sudden I was seeing that the bathroom door was not staying shut. So let me show you what that looks like. When I close the door, it just comes back open. It just will not stay closed by just pushing it like that. So at first I thought that this tongue was just not going into this side of the metal plate there. So I took this metal plate off, and I had it off for a while, and that actually fixed the problem for a few weeks. When I would close the door, it would stay shut. But then the tongue started not going into the hole when I closed the door again. So then I figured out that the problem was that the door and this door jamb here was pulling itself apart. It used to be a lot closer, and somehow it's just pulling itself apart where I can get my finger in there. And the door is pretty steady. This wall is pretty steady. I don't see how it's really pulling apart. Nothing seems out of alignment, but that is what happened. And I talked to some other people who have had the same problem, and they said they took their motorhome back to their dealer and had the dealer fix it, and they realigned the whole door and the frame and everything. Well, that's probably what I would do if my motorhome was still in warranty, which it's not after a year. So I thought I would try and see if I could fix it myself, at least to make it work. So what I did was to remove this plate, and then when I put it back on, I put this screw in, and then on the other side of the screw I put 2 small bolts there, and same thing on the bottom screw. And what that does is it moves this metal plate at least 1/4 inch away from the door jamb. So you can see I can put my finger in there. You can see the distance it has between the metal plate and the door jamb. So now when I close the door, even though it still doesn't latch, if I just push it and hold it, you hear it click. Now it stays closed. So I'm going to see how long that works. It's kind of it may be a temporary fix, or it may be a permanent fix. I don't know. It just depends on whether this separating keeps on happening to where it gets even further. And if it gets too much out of alignment, I may have to break down and just go to an RV shop and have somebody fix it. I wouldn't go to an RV shop just for that one thing, but if I'm having to fix other things as well, then I would add this to the list. Now, problem number 2 is this handle. Let me tell you, I have had this handle grab on to clothing that I was wearing many times when I would walk by here, and it typically happens when my slides are in, because then as I walk by this hallway here, my slide is out now. So I've got pretty good amount of room in this hallway, but when my slide comes in, I've got 1.5 foot less room to walk by. So as I was walking by this narrow hallway, when my slide is in, coming in this direction, then this would get caught in my pants pocket. It even got caught in a belt loop. One time it ripped the tail of one of my shirts. Many times I have caught this onto a piece of clothing I was wearing, or just simply bumped into this and jammed it into my skin, which hurts and makes a little gash in my skin. Many times I gashed myself with that. So the way I decided to fix that little problem is to take out that handle and replace it with one that is just a plain knob. So I bought this at the store, and it's just got a regular knob on there. So I'm going to now replace this handle with the knob and show you what that looks like. So now that I got the ball knob installed, it closes even better. I don't even have to push hard on it. Very lightly, it closes very easily. And I purposely got a ball knob that does not have a locking device in here. And that brings me to problem number 3. There's been 2 or 3 times when I accidentally locked myself out of my bathroom by somehow accidentally hitting the locking device on here and closing it. Now, when that happens, it's easy to take a coin or a screwdriver and turn the thing there to get in. It's just kind of an annoyance. And I can't imagine a scenario where I would need to lock my bathroom door. I live alone in my motorhome, and even when I have somebody visiting, it's not hard to figure out if somebody's in the bathroom. If they're not in this room, and if they're not in that room, then they're in the bathroom if they're anywhere in the motorhome. And if I'm not even sure if they're in the motorhome, this should solve that problem. And I have talked to other people who have had these same problems with their bathroom doors. So it's not just me. And now, with one fairly simple fix, I fixed 3 problems with my bathroom door. Good day, folks.